Yo, what's good and welcome back to another video. Today it looks like I'm on a stage. That's because I am, but more on that in a second. I'm in Seattle, I'm in Georgetown right now. Today's video is going to be about shooting portraits on different focal lengths. Full disclaimer, I am shooting on a crop sensor today on the Fujifilm XT-4, but on the screen I will put the math for the equivalent for what the crop factor is compared to the lens. And even though we're shooting on a crop sensor today, this will give us a good feel for those focal lengths such as 24mm, 35mm, 50mm, 85. We can still get close with the Fujifilm XT-4 and the lens that I'm using today, which is the 18 to 55mm, 2.8 to f4. Various aperture range changing depending on the focal length. This location I'm at right now is one in this type of styling that I've been wanting to try for a while. So I think today's gonna be a good opportunity for me to come out and do some test shots, get a feel for the location. And the good thing about this location is they've got lights. I didn't bring any of my own lights on set today. They've got like a whole light board going on. With these type of lights, it is going to be a bit of a harsher light, but I think that's okay. It's going for this whole studio show, like you coming to see somebody perform type deal. So I really like that about the location and the color of the drapes and everything. So right now I'm using the 18mm focal length on this Fuji XT-4. So it is a crop sensor, so it's not a true 18mm, but I will put the equivalent focal length on the screen so that we can kind of see. But with this wider lens, we're able to see more of the environment, which is pretty cool. Kind of like have this stage environment going on. Come up just a bit right there, and then come over just a little bit that way. So this wider lens is going to be able to really show the full body. Yeah, I love the movement there. Can really show the whole outfit and the whole look. So this focal length is one that I've used quite a bit to shoot. Started off basically just with the equivalent. Used to shoot on the Canon 5D Mark IV, using the 24mm a lot. So this is something I'm kind of used to. So I'm gonna switch to 23mm now. The thing about this focal length is on crop sensor, it's more closer to 35mm. So distortion isn't gonna be as strong as it would be on a wider focal length. Have people's limbs look a little bit more normal, but it's a good way to elongate people, especially like when you're shooting from a low angle. Makes people appear taller, and still wide angle focal length, you're able to get a lot of the environment. Really good. I'm gonna come closer to you. Perfect. Turn this way. Put your back towards the light there, which is cool. Awesome. I'm getting some of my shadow there. So we're basically gonna move back closer to the curtain. We've shot some wider shots with the 18mm and 23mm. Again, the equivalents will be on the screen for what that means as far as how it's compared to full frame, because we're taking a look at the crop sensor with these focal lengths. We're gonna switch to 35. This is gonna put us around that 50mm focal range, and focus on taking some more kind of close in, tighter portraits, torso up. And we'll do some wide shots too as well, but then more closer to just right on the curtains and having that in the back. So really good, love that. See, and Sarah's great too as well, because she's experienced. She's a amazing model. Good, perfect, awesome. I'm gonna take like a step back and take a few kind of wider ones. And as I'm taking these wider shots, it's actually pretty cool to get the environment too that we're in. Awesome. Really good. Perfect. Yeah, I like that kind of bending forward. Cool, yeah, that's really cool. Okay, let's do that same thing, but like here. Yeah, it's cool. You can come forward a little bit that way. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. Perfect, love that. Cool, I'm gonna come up closer. Yeah, I love the hands there. It's really good. Cool. See, the thing about shooting a focal length around 50 or that equivalent, like fuller body can be a little bit harder at times, especially like if you're in a smaller space. So I'm gonna come up a bit closer here. Cool, really good. Cool, cool, awesome. Let me have you like come right here, like just right under the light. Yeah, perfect. Get a bit of contrast there. Really cool. So we've got like this side light going on, and this is more towards that 50 range using the 35mm focal length. Focusing more just on kind of like headshot. Gotta watch my shadow here. And then just kind of like torso up, which is really cool. But I'm gonna back up too as well. And then kind of do that. So what we're gonna do now is switch over to the last focal length. So we've covered 4, we're gonna be covering 4, 18, 23, 35, and 55. And the 55 will put us around that 85mm focal length on this crop sensor. This is just really good for kind of the tighter portraits, I think. A little bit harder to do full body with this, but I think it can do some compression with the background and everything like that. So awesome, really good. Just face like totally like towards me, yeah, that way. Awesome, really, really good. Yeah, hold that one there. Good, I'm gonna come up closer here, as close as I can. Kind of bring this elbow back just a bit. Yeah, hold that there. Cool, and then yeah, you can just give me variation with the hands on top of your head. Cool, awesome, really good, perfect. I'm gonna step back some with this here. Cool, awesome. Can stay there. I'm gonna try for some full body, like really see like the environment type of shot. Yeah, you can do that there. It's really good. Step back just a little bit for me. Good, perfect, awesome, cool. So I think days like today are important, giving me an opportunity to come out and test different focal lengths, even just for myself, to remind myself how these different focal lengths shoot. Even though I do have the access to use these quite a bit, I often don't lean to using all of them all the time. And it was nice to get back to that 24mm focal range that I used to love shooting so much. But seeing everything that I can do and just seeing how I can use the environment with these focal length, and you also using my feet to zoom as well. If you're a prime lens user out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. So hopefully today's video can give you a better idea of what you can get from using these different focal lengths. I know for sure it's definitely helped me and reminded me of what you can and can't do and what makes the job easier, because it's all about picking that right lens or picking that right focal length that'll work for what you're after. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. Check out the other videos that we've got going on the channel. See the other content we've been creating. We'd love to help you along on your journey. We appreciate you again for taking the time to check out today's video. That's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Holla.